Shut up and sit down.
What's up guys, and welcome back to another GTA 5 Online with Brim's Mod Gaming. Now today I'm going to show you the brand new Solo Duplication Glitch. What a mouthful. I know you guys have been struggling with the beginning, so the beginning where the bunker and the MOC are. I just wanted to simplify it slightly for you. There's a few things we can do, and I'm going to show you how to do them very shortly. But before I get into that, as always guys, thanks for coming along, thanks for sharing, thanks for subscribing, and thanks for being part of the community. Now if you are new, I do post as much as I can. Please feel free to hit the subscribe button, turn on the notifications, and be part of the Brim's crew family. Alright, now as I said, I'm going to simplify this for you slightly. This is what I'm going to do first. I'm going to show you exactly how to do your loadout, which is quite important. Now I've just come over to my facility and I'm going to go over to a weapons locker, just like this one in front of me. And all I'm going to do is just go into my infantry and I'm just going to turn things off. So hide all, I'm going to turn it off. As you can see, they all go dark. So every single one, I'm just going to go down through the list, just turning them all off. No need to drop weapons or lose weapons, just going to turn them off. Like so. Now the explosives. I'm going to hide everything apart from the sticky bombs. So I'm going to leave that on show. Alright. So when I actually go into my weapons loadout, you'll see I only have sticky bombs available. Now that's going to help massively. Now as you can see, now we have spawned into our bunker. So you're going to need one of these bad boys. Obviously, as you can see, I'm stood in it right now. And all I'm going to do is go over the other bits and bobs you're going to need to carry out this glitch successfully. Okay. As I say, I see people struggling. Now, firstly, you're going to need to go to Serene Warsaw, and you're going to need the Mobile Operations Center. Alright. And in Bay 3, you are going to need your personal vehicle storage. Alright. You don't need anything else in it. It doesn't have to be modified. It can be completely standard. You just need that in Bay 3. Second thing you're going to do is you're just going to go over here and you're going to go to your executive bits and you're going to see what else is available. Now I've got a free one because I have the Criminal Enterprise pack. You're just going to make sure you have that, and with that you're going to need the garages. I hit the wrong button and don't know why I go down here. Bear with, I am backing out shortly. So as I said, you're going to just need the garages, and in the garages you're going to need space, be it 1 level, 2 levels or 3 levels, depending on how many you want to duplicate. But most of all, you're going to need the custom auto shop, alright? Because you're going to need to be able to save the vehicles, so you need to purchase that if you haven't got it. Last but not least, you're going to need yourself a vehicle in the back of the MOC. Now for this one, I'm going to be using the Faggio, and you can purchase it from here. Now you can use a free Elegy, you could also use a Sanchez dirt bike, you can also use a Deluxo if you want to blow yourself up and you don't know how to use the sticky bombs, but I like to use this bike because it's nice and slow. Now from here guys, very straightforward. As you can see, I have my sticky bombs still very much readily available. All we're going to do is we're just going to run over to the MOC. And as soon as you get into the MOC, we're going to get into the back of it. Now, this is where it becomes slightly more simple than the previous videos I have seen. So, we're going to get into the MOC, and you'll see my very fabulous Faggio sat there in bright orange. There it is. So we're just going to hop on this, and we're literally just going to drive it out into the parking space outside. As soon as we do, we're going to double tap the X button to select sticky bombs, and we're just going to throw one against the wall. We're not going to blow it up, we're literally just going to throw it against the wall, and you'll see it stick. There we go, it's stuck. Now, we're just going to drive back into the MOC again. Not much hassle that. Hit right on the D-pad. Now as we hit right on the D-pad, we're going to start spamming Y so we get straight back on this Faggio and drive back out again. So off and on, and then we're going to drive out. Now as we drive out, we're just going to hit the throttle button down, and we're just going to hover over left on the D-pad. So keep that throttle button down, and we're just going to hover over left, and we're going to drive straight at these bricks, and as soon as we get there, hit left, and you blow straight up. Far simpler way than pressing all those buttons, trying to do it all within 3 seconds. Nail it every single time doing it that way. Now, as you can see, I have loaded down by the docks where you're meant to be, which is good. All I'm going to do from here, I'm just going to pull up my interaction menu, and I am just going to register as a CEO. And once registered as CEO, all I'm going to do is call up my buzzard. Now, there's a few ways you can do this, as long as you don't use a personal vehicle. You can call out your buzzard, as I have. You can call out the vehicle you want to dupe, so that one's okay. I have found if you pull out anything else, it does go a bit glitchy and a bit weird. So I just tend to use the buzzard. It's far more straightforward. So you can do that. Now, this is the map, as you can see. This is the place we're going to go. You can also go to the far left there as well. There's another location. But I found this one slightly better for being able to position the vehicle when you are redoing the duplication. Alright, you have to put it in the correct spot to do it, otherwise you do sometimes end up on a permanent loading screen, which is a massive pain. Because if you do, there's no way out of it, you have to shut down the game, and you have to do the beginning bit all over again. And it is a complete arse ache. Alright, it's happened to myself and a guy that I do a lot of gaming with called Puggy. We were trialing this yesterday. I kind of got the bottom of it this morning, making it a little bit easier, or trying to make it a little bit easier. But we found, watching other guys' videos, they were a little bit... they were good videos, but they're a little bit inconsistent with the actual outcomes. So I just want to try and make it consistent as possible, so you guys get value for money out of time you spend on it. Alright. So as we head over here, we're just going to hang to the right. And as we go over to the right, all we're going to do is, you'll see the little pink blob below me, which is just beneath me now. There we go. What I'm going to do from here, I'm just going to put in the interaction menu, and I'm going to call out my MOC, like that. So we don't have to land. And we're just going to hover here for a second. Normally it spawns to the right of the buzzard, just over the top of this building, if you are in this location. There it is, it's spawned just over there. So we're just going to fly over there. I say fly, using the terminology loosely. And you can see my vehicle just below me. So I'm just going to pop this down here. Doesn't matter if you land hard. Now, another good thing about this one, guys, I found out by mistake yesterday, if you do die while doing this, it doesn't actually affect it. You can carry on duping, because I was stupid enough to run into the back of my Izzy and kill myself. Now, I do recommend you do replace by calling Moore's Mutual the vehicle you have blown up in the back, whatever it may be. As you'll see in a second, it is my Faggio.
Moore's Mutual Insurance. How can we help you? Sure.
There we go. So I've replaced that, and all I'm going to do is get in here, and as you can see, there's a nice location direction on my nav. So I'm just going to go down there, and I will show you where to park this monstrosity. Right, so we'll just go around this corner here. And just to the left here, we just want to turn in. Just in here. And preferably not crash into stuff. Right, so the vehicle itself, you need to wedge underneath here until it stops like so. Alright. There we go. You'll see it's stuck on 11. That's as far as it will go. From there, just jump out, and if you look behind, just make sure that the blue circle is there. Sometimes you will get a stupid AI trying to drive at the back of it and block the back end. That can't be helped, unfortunately. Right, from here, you just want to call your mechanic and bring out the vehicle you want to duplicate. As you've seen earlier, I was driving around my Z, so I'm going to duplicate one of those. I think I have one down here somewhere. Yep, there it is. So I will call that one out. If you stand and face this way, it will spawn directly behind you, which is good, and it won't spawn 1,000 yards down the road. There we go, directly behind me. Now, as I said before, be careful when you run up to them, especially if you've got spikes on the outside. Hit Y before you get anywhere near it, otherwise I tend to die. Now, from here, all we're going to do is position it behind our MOC. So reverse it backwards, drive it forwards, and it's quite nice where it's parked because it gives you a little bit of guidance with the pavement. Just drive up until you see the little trigger come up to say press right. There we go. And then you can see I've left about a car's length in between the MOC and the Izzy there. Alright. You do find if you get too close to the MOC when it is bounced around, you do sometimes end up in a permanent loading screen. And I say it can be a little bit hit and miss, but I found leaving that sort of distance is fine. Jump in the MOC and just disconnect the trailer, and you'll see it bouncing around and having a fit like it is now. We're just going to jump into the Izzy, and all we're going to do is just hit right on the D-pad a few times, and you see it start to push me there, and again, there we go. And eventually you will get this black loading screen. Now it could take from anything from 15 to 10 seconds to jump out. Sometimes it takes 45 seconds to a minute to jump out. As I say, if it's longer than a minute, it might have failed, so I would then give up, shut the game down, do it again. Now from here, I'm just going to drive over to my CEO building. Hang on right here. And I'm just going to drive in, and I know I got space in Garage 3, so I'm just going to whack it in there. And you'll probably see the Izzies that I've been using. There we go. As you can see, I've already got a couple in here. Now I'm just going to jump back in, and all I'm going to do is hit right on the D-pad. Sorry, and first of all, I'm going to bring up my menu, and I'm just going to call hire another vehicle. So on this one, well, you can use anything. You can use the Elegy. To be fair, I'm probably just going to use a free Elegy because I'm a tight Vista, and it costs money otherwise. So I'm just going to chuck an Elegy, and I'm just going to order it to the MOC. So now there's a vehicle back in there. All right. Once done that, I'm just going to hit right on the D-pad and take it into the workshop.
What were you looking for?
Like so.
What can I help you with?
And all I'm going to do is just change the plates on it. Now, this does give you clean plates, so you don't need a custom plate. I like to run custom plates. I find it more successful running custom plates. I've never hit a sales limit, so I'm going to do that. Obviously, it's up to you what you do, but this will give you clean plates. From here, I was going to go directly outside, but for some bizarre reason, I went back into the garage, so I'm just going to drive back out again. And from here, all we're going to do is we're just going to drive back over to the MOC, and you'll see that the MOC has moved. Now, there is another way of parking it that I've seen a few times, but it is a massive pain in the arse to put it back in that place every single time. I found this way slightly less consistent with the duplications, but it's far easier to set up because you don't need to be able to wiggle it into a certain position. As long as it's in the gap, underneath, to the right, you're fine. You won't have a problem. Right, you'll see when I come up here, you'll see my big green trailer just in front of me. There it is. So all I'm going to do is I'm just going to park over here. And I'm just going to get the tobacco out. And all I'm going to do is I'm just going to attach it back to the trailer again. Like this. And as I say, AIs in their cars tend to want to get in the way now. So we're just going to attach it, we're just going to reverse her backwards. And all we're going to do is put it back in the same place where we just got it from. Use that collar to spin around a bit. And as I said, shove her up right hand side of the wall, trying to catch it right in there, and you'll be fine. Now, it's just rinse and repeat from now on, guys. So we're just going to move the Izzy over and do exactly the same as we've done before.
I can't believe it! Shit! 不可相信!
And again, just drive it forwards until that pops up. Give yourself a bit of space or let it bounce around. Again, as you can see, I've left about a car width. Now, you might find an easier way, but this seems to work for me. just going to jump in. Deja vu. And again, we're going to hit right on the D-pad. Spit it off. And again, we're going to get back into the Izzy. We're going to spam right to enter, and then as soon as it comes up on stage, we're just going to smash A, and we'll go in. There we go. Now, again, this could take a few minutes, but it spits me out straight away, and it's that straightforward, guys. That easy. What you're going to do now is just take it back to the CEO, do exactly what you've done before, change something in the garage, bring it back out, and just keep going until you get bored. Now, I did about 8 of these eventually. I'm not going to show any more because it's not very much fun to watch. But as always, any questions, any queries, let me know. See you again.